3, 2, 1, and we are live. Adjust my settings here. Welcome to A Nice Place to Brew, everybody. I'm Jason. The rest of the crew will be along here momentarily, at least hopefully. Today is Thursday, July 8th. We do the webcast here every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. This is a show about all things beer and beer making, all things craft beer, all things home brewing, and in the case of Polly, the professional brewing world as well. Then anyways, if you're joining us for the first time, thank you so much for joining us. Check out our webpage for all of our past episodes. We've been doing weekly episodes for more than a year now, and our YouTube page has all of our past episodes, so check us out there. We have an audio podcast under the same name, A Nice Place to Brew, that's available on all the audio podcasting platforms. You can check us out there. Slightly different format, but the subject matter is all the same. It's all things beer and beer making. Our website is www.aniceplacetobrew.com. That's been put together by our co-host George, and our social media links are at A Nice Place to Brew and Nice Place to Brew. Hope everybody's having a great week. I hope you're having a nice, cool beverage this evening. We are in the dog days of summer right now because it is hotter than insert whatever word you want. It is early July, and man, the heat has fully engulfed the Great Lakes region this week. It has been 90 plus every single day. The air conditioner behind me is running, which I normally make it an effort for it not to be running while we're on the webcast here, but it's just simply just too much to go through for it to be completely off right now. So I hope you'll bear with me, and we'll see how this ends after the show is over. Anyways, tonight I am enjoying a beverage that I am quite pleased with, and this is a beer that I first discovered last summer, and I was glad to see it return, so I was happy to buy another 4-pack of it. Here's what the can looks like right here. This is a series called Juice Pants from our good friends at Maplewood Brewing Company up on Chicago's northwest side. I've said many times, and it's worth repeating, that Maplewood is one of the finer breweries across the greater Chicago area. It's well worth picking up. They have a brown ale that's fantastic as well, and many other beers. If you see the Maplewood name, it's a pretty safe bet that you've got a pretty good beer coming to you. So keep an eye out for it. So anyways, this beer, just if you look at the glass, just speaks for itself. You know, this is indeed a juicy New England IPA, as it certainly looks like. And it's very refreshing, and I'm very much enjoying it. So cheers, everyone. Okay, what is going on here in homebrew land? Let's see. My New England is in the final stages. I turned it in the fridge, last night to start cold crashing. So I did my 2 dry hops 3 days apart. Drew the sample, so I reached close enough to the gravity that I was aiming for. And here, now enter the next phase, which of course is cold crashing. We'll move to the keg, carbonate, and it'll be ready for later on this month. Drawing the sample out of the carboy last night and taking the gravity reading, it is exactly what a hazy should look like. Just as light as this, not quite as, how do I even describe it? No, it pretty much looked just like this. Who am I kidding? Don't even try to sound too smart. Yeah, it's in New England, no question about it. The hop character is there nicely. I'm very excited for this. I think this is going to be a really solid beer. So we'll see. All right. And the first tardy slip goes to Paulie from Route 66 Brewing. What's going on?
Nothing. Sorry, I was had a contestant drop off an entry. So
don't worry. I'm only a little bit angry.
Oh, stop it! At least I'm here. Where's George at?
He's nowhere to be found.
Oh, he texted and said he's trying to sign in.
Oh,
so we all know George's story.
What's going on there?
Nothing. Just kind of a long week. I mean, not really long. Just clogged carb stone. So it's taken, instead of 3 or 4 hours of carb beer, 2 days. 2 effing days.
2 days to carbonate.
Yeah, I feel like a home brewer.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy cow. I'm glad it's like I feel sorry for some of these guys that go SEMO and whatnot, and then they go straight to pro because, I got all this stuff that, 10 years of home brewing, messing a bunch of stuff up to where now I could refit. Now I know, like, I can at least go this way. It might take me longer, but whatever. It is what it is. So
listen, beer's got to get carbonated. So it takes a while. It takes a while.
Yeah, exactly. It's just now that means because now, I got something to talk about. We're gonna have fun today. We're gonna talk about pasteurization of beer.
Really? Okay. All right. Well, let's wait for George to come in because I think he'll want to participate in that. So, anyways, let's get to the important stuff. What are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking my hazy.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That I released last week. I was hoping to be drinking my. You remember the 815 that I did for the Bluegrass Fest?
Yes, I do.
See that tank right there? That big one? That big one right there? It's full of 815.
Really? Nice.
Yeah, it's full of it, and that's a damn fucker that's taking so long too. Oh, wait a minute, we're 6 minutes in. I'm already dropping F-bombs. All right, it's gonna be one of those shows.
It's okay. There's no nice boy clock here on a nice place to brew. So
we're not a Christian brew station either. So
no,
we're a bunch of heathens here. I stand by it. There he is. Hi, George.
Hey guys, I'm still trying to get my computer working, but I want to be super, super late.
It's okay.
Thank you. Is that from your phone? Is that what you're dialing in on?
Yes, that's my phone at the moment.
Look at that T-shirt that George is rocking right now.
Yeah.
How appropriate for this webcast.
What does it say? Black.
You can't. Oh, George, show him again. You didn't catch that?
Jake Elwood. Nice. Nice. I love it. Yeah. I love it. I do. I really love it. So we've got 4 people entered right now, like I was saying. Four drop-offs. So, and they're slowly but surely rolling in. I got a feeling this weekend is going to be busy with everybody else coming,
Well, as our friends at the world famous Brew and Grow in Bolingbrook, Illinois have always told us, every home brewer waits to the last second to get their drop-offs in. So it's going to follow suit. There's no surprise there at all.
Yeah. Hey, George, I don't know what that is, but if you look to your right, there's something that's kind of blocking your screen. I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
it'll be gone in a second.
Oh, there you are. Hi, George. Better George.
There we are. Okay.
Oh, look how clear you sound now.
I know, right?
I think there was a. Go away.
Wow.
I think there was a extension in my Chrome that was causing some issues for me. But I'm here now. Did we go over what everyone's drinking?
I started, so
the two of us.
next.
Yes, you're up.
Okay, I'm up. I mentioned, I think last week that I recently went to the Wallen Paul Pack Brewing Company, and this is one of the ones I picked up out of a take home 4-pack, the Paul Pack Cream Ale, and it's quite good. I had a sample of it up there, and it's nice and smooth cream ale, nice and light.
This is from the Pennsylvania trip, correct?
Correct.
Right on. Yes, you had a different variety last week, I remember.
No, I don't think I did it.
It may have been the same brewery, but different beer.
Yeah, I think I talked about it last week, but I didn't have the beer from there. Yeah, but
okay.
But yeah, see, nice and clear, nice cream ale.
Oh, that is nice. That is nice and clear.
Yep.
We looked at the menu. That's how I remember it.
Yep, that's what we did.
Because they had that very tropical, hey, come here and hang out type of beachfront vibe to it.
Yeah, they did a little bit. Yes. When we were there, they were doing your typical trivia night. Polly, do you guys do a trivia night?
We did in years past, but we haven't yet.
Okay.
We used to do single and all that fun stuff too. But now that things are opening back up, things will start happening again.
Yeah. So
I suck at trivia.
Yeah.
I want to be good so badly, but I suck.
It depends. Like we did, part of it was a music trivia, and so it was my dad and I sitting there, and it was all songs that made reference to a woman. So, like, what are some of the first ones that come to mind when you hear that?
I got a woman,
Jenny,
been good to me.
What was that one scene from Family Guy where he's like, how many songs are named about women? And Brian names like 40 freaking songs.
A ton of them, right? There's a ton of them. Yeah. So
no
some of the ones that came to our mind were Brandy, Amanda.
Yeah.
Melissa.
Doing good so far.
Melissa,
Jenny.
Yeah, exactly. Sherry.
Roxanne.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. So, they hit some of those. The one that I didn't remember, which afterwards I was like, oh, what the hell's wrong with me, was Rhiannon from Fleetwood Mac. Of course, when it came up, I picked up on it immediately, but I was like, all right, yeah, song named after a woman. So.
Got Lola from AJ.
Lola, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Beth.
Oh, what did she say?
That's a great poll. Beth.
Oh, Beth by Kiss. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, is that? Oh, that's hysterical.
What can I do?
So, between my dad and I, we got all the songs that were playing. So we did pretty good that round.
Okay.
But the other rounds, not as much. So. Yeah.
It's kind of funny. Chicago Street does trivia all the time, and we did. They do themes usually one night, and they did movie themes, and we did actually really good on it. We got third place.
Nice.
So
what night does Chicago Street do trivia?
The fourth Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so it's only once a month?
It's okay. Yeah, it overlaps with the show, so
okay.
I'll never be there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, well, you might want to check. Oh, I don't have her number to come in on the new phone. It's either Thursday or Wednesday. It might be Thursday. That's why we don't. That's why we don't ever do it. And
we could skip the rehearsal and go do that instead, Jason. What do you say?
That's so. My marriage would not survive that. It's a good thought, though. But you're right. That would overlap. That would be the fourth Thursday.
So wait a minute. You guys are getting married on the 24th?
Yes.
27th.
24th.
Oh, I thought that's not the last Thursday. I don't think.
No.
It's we have a rehearsal 2 days before.
Oh,
that's what George is
you know what?
No.
Okay, that's where my confusion happened because the Sunday after your wedding, I'm going to go see a bluegrass band at City Winery in Chicago.
Nice.
Then I just got free tickets to it.
What a great venue for bluegrass.
Oh
the
God,
City Winery.
Right? Yeah. That room sounds. If you guys, I know Jason's been there. Have you been in there, George?
I think so. I think once. Yeah.
That room is one of the best sounding one of the best sounding rooms I've ever been in.
Yeah.
And I know the manager of the place, so every time I go, I'm like, I just hit him up, and I try to pay for him, but he don't let me pay for him, so I'm gonna drop beer off.
Man, that's awesome.
It's a good problem to have, I guess.
Yeah.
So how's things going in the prep for A Nice Place to Brew Day at Route 66?
Well, everything has been gotten and on hand at the brewery. I had hold on for a quick second. Bye, Jerry Ann. Thanks for coming in. That's the first thing we could talk about once we get going here. I got everything in this week. I ordered pound of cake. The only thing I didn't have on hand was the cashmere hops that we decided and the molasses.
Molasses. Okay.
So that being said, me and Jason were doing. I don't know how Jason got his number because let's start with this. Hold on, let me figure out how to share screen.
Oh no.
Paulie's challenging my math skills. That's where this is going.
Is he? Okay.
Yep.
Let's see if I can. No, well, I'm not challenging. I'm just asking questions. How about that?
I'm just asking questions. It's fine.
All right. So that being said, here we go. Right. You guys can see that on the screen, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So right here, first of all, this is our scaled up version.
Damn.
So we're doing, and keep in mind, I did all the rounding up and rounding down. I don't have the basic sheet here on my computer anymore, but I have it so we can when we brew next Sunday, a week from Sunday, we can discuss it. I simplified it, so we're going to do 165 pounds of Golden Promise, which is, like I've always said, if you ever start doing this for a living, your base grain. You want to use full bags. I hate having half bags all the time.
Right.
So, we're looking at 165 pounds of Golden Promise, 16 pounds of Caramel 60, 4 pounds of chocolate malt, 4 pounds of molasses, half pound of Centennial, pound of Cascade at 15. Half pound of cashmere for a 10-minute whirlpool.
Okay.
And the British ale yeast, which I have everything here. So, that being said, we're going to go over here and go back to this. And we're still on that. And I found this page on Facebook, but on the interweb. This is why I am asking this question.
Okay.
All right. So, it says molasses amount converter, all right? Amount 4 pounds of molasses, correct? That's what we said?
Sure, that's what we said, yes.
42.07 fluid ounces of molasses.
Okay.
And fraction 42 to 100. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Jason, we came up with a number of like 312 ounces or something like that. What didn't we come up with, like some weird number like that?
61.
61.
Okay, well, 61's a lot.
That's not bad. That's actually a lot closer.
Yeah, that's a hell of a lot more reasonable than 300.
Yeah. Well, like I said, when he was talking to me, it was at the end of the day. I was having a long day, and I thought I took the note down, but I didn't. So, all right. Well, do you want to? If 61 is just
Okay.
hair under half a gallon.
I can answer this.
All right.
I can answer this because the calculation you did is, and this is the most when you're talking about pounds to ounces, fluid ounces, and things like that. What most people will gauge it towards is fluid ounces of water. So 64 fluid ounces of water is 4 pounds. However, molasses is denser than water. So you'll end up with less fluid ounces for molasses than you will for water to get the same poundage.
All right.
Huh. Okay.
So, yeah, because as you're talking about this, it's like when you look at under here where it says molasses amount converter file under culinary art syrups.
Yep.
And tags. All right. So that being said, do you want to? How you guys want to do this? Do you want to do? How do I stop?
Probably. Yeah.
Stop
I was gonna say.
I'm figuring it out.
Don't share the link out to everybody if you would, please.
No. Try not to. But so because we got a whole gallon of it. Mm-hmm. Do you want to do a half gallon?
No, I think it'd be too sweet.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
but you got to keep in mind we're doing this pre-boiler. Else it's all going to ferment out. This is going to bring our ABV back up.
Yeah, let's. I think we should keep it reasonable.
I think we should too. Yeah.
So 42 ounces. We can we'll just get a container and put it on the scale until we get 4 pounds.
Or you could do that. I mean, that should be about 42 ounces.
Yeah.
But if you don't feel like weighing it, then yeah.
And
honestly, it'd be really interesting because if you have a gallon of molasses, if you put it on a scale and weighed out 4 pounds, I'd be really interested to see how much is left. It should be about,
Yeah.
Well,
that was a great call, George, about it being denser than that. I did not factor that in, but that does make perfect sense.
That makes a lot of sense because when I was talking to Jason, was it Monday we talked about this, Jason?
Yeah, Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, Monday or Tuesday when I got the gallon because I got it from the restaurant down the way that we'll get to see when we do our brew day lunch. Because that's where, unless we want to get lunch from somewhere else. I kind of might want to because I know Jason likes it, but I eat this shit every fucking day. I'm kind of over it. I could go for a pizza or something like that.
We can try. We can get something else.
Yeah, we can do whatever.
I'm totally in for that.
Oh, thank God.
All right, good. All right.
You've made Polly's.
We're all on the same page.
Yes, thank God. No, because like when I was weighing the container, I weighed the container and it weighed to 12.73. I want to say pounds.
For a gallon?
For a gallon?
For the gallon
sounds
container
about
I had.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
I figured, 0.73 pounds would be the plastic container it's in, under a pound.
Because there's 128 ounces in a gallon, so 42 times 3, 12 pounds. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah, no, but you raise a really good point, Polly. That whole conversation really does. Especially when we're talking about using adjuncts or if we're talking about scaling a recipe, we have to be really careful that we're scaling it correctly and we're doing those kinds of conversions correctly, because if you make a miscalculation and you say, oh, well, I need, 4 pounds, so 64 fluid ounces is the common calculation for that, you're going to get way more than you expect. And a lot, just like, well, not just like, but kind of like how bakers say is brewing is about that kind of precision and making sure you have what you want and what you need in there. So
cool.
Yeah. So how do you properly account for density like we just did? What was that website that you just found that converter at?
Hold on, let me look.
There's a lot of culinary sites that'll do things like that because a lot
it
of
was
times...
called Convert To, and it's got that little funky, it looks like I don't even know what that's called. It's like a comma, but it's got a little arrow in the middle of it. You know what that is? No?
No.
Hold on. Here, I'll tell you what. I'll put it in the...
Put it in the private chat.
Yeah. For sure. Now watch.
How about with an arrow? I got nothing, buddy.
Oh, my God. And it's not on this fucking...
Is this one of those less than or greater than symbols?
No.
I don't feel like this would fit in a URL.
No, it's just kind of... Well, it's not the URL.
It's not the URL.
No,
What's the URL, Polly?
Convert2.com/5.7/molasses -with-natural facts table.html. You want to know what's in the URL? That's what's in the URL.
That's what's in the It's one of those things. It's like, and I swear I'm not comparing you to a dog, but sometimes I will say to my dogs, sit, and what I intend for them to do is sit and stay the frick sitting. But it's sometimes they will sit and then get right back up, and my common thing to them is, stop doing exactly what I told you to do.
Oh, now it's not on here anymore, you motherfucker. It was on my old iPhone. That's the thing. There it is. You know what? Hey, check your phone, Jason. Or Jason and George, because I just put it in our group text.
All right.
So whatever that is. No, it's kind of funny because I want to know what that is. I want to know what that damn thing is now, to be honest with you.
So to answer your question, curly braces.
These are brackets.
Yeah, they're curly brackets.
Okay.
Yeah, I use them in programming all the time. But Jason, to answer your question, there's if you need to convert something, there's a converter out there for it. I can almost guarantee it. Just try to make sure you're getting it from a semi-reputable place, so that way you can make sure the math is right. But yeah. And there is a calculation if you could figure out the density of a liquid, you can do it yourself, but that's more of a
Right.
pain in the ass than it's worth.
Yeah.
Oh,
There
I
are
had
a lot of
some.
converters out there. That is no doubt.
Oh, there are. So I got I don't know if you guys saw my Facebook post yesterday, but I got a visit from a guy that does a Facebook group called the Craft Beverage and Culinary Tours. His name is Rob Ladd. He's
Oh,
from,
is this the guy that took the video of you?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, he's in Chicago right now, doing his thing. Like, cause I think he started this like right at pretty much towards the end of COVID, and now it's kind of funny. This is weird. This guy works for a distillery in Peoria, and he doesn't drink. So I was a little confused about the fact. Come in, I say hi to him. I let him in, and we're talking. I'm like, "Can I get you a beer?" He's like, "No, I don't drink." I'm like, I kind of give him this confused look. I'm like, "Huh? What are you talking?" And
Traveling to a brewery.
yeah, and you work at a distillery. Okay, now I'm really confused now.
Yeah.
But he was a real nice guy. I mean, he hit our friend Brian down at Dwight at Impossible Mead, and then he hit me, and he just posted a video from Whiskey Acres up by you, Jason. Whiskey Acres is up there in Willowbrook, I think.
Whiskey Acres? Whiskey Hill is up that way.
No, Whiskey. I thought
know
he said
Whiskey
Whiskey Acres. Hold on. But Bedford Park? Oh, it's in Bedford Park. Thank you, sir. Customer just said Bedford
Okay.
Park.
They must have moved into the old Five Rabbit facility then.
Did they move into Five Rabbits?
I'm sorry?
Did they move into Five Rabbits?
I don't know that.
Oh, he don't know. All right.
Yeah, no.
I'm just talking to a random customer. He just heard me talking about it and gave me the answer. So he's playing the ring game. He's getting really close. Not only do I get entertainment with you guys, I got everybody else out here. Oh, you kind of want to swing it on there.
Swing it around.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm giving tips to a guy that I've never got the damn thing on the hook yet in almost a year.
There is a trick to it. Yeah, but
What's the place called? Whiskey what?
Acres.
Acres.
Yeah, I show it in DeKalb.
That's what I'm seeing too.
Yeah,
I'm confused.
but they might have another location up near you.
Oh, they might. You know what? They probably do. Now I'm thinking about. No, they do, because now I'm thinking about. I reached out to this guy when I was trying to get a barrel for the brewery down here, but we're not abandoning the project, but it's kind of being held on hold for a minute because I'm getting ready to do a barrel project with Jamie from Will County.
Wilco.
Wilco. We're going to do a barrel-aged barley wine.
Okay, can I take a quick detour here for a second?
Yeah.
I understand, believe me, I do, that your website is not your primary function when you are a brewery. However, I will say it is so goddamn easy to get a certificate to make your website look legit that there is no excuse not to get it. And I cannot tell you how many breweries and distilleries and wineries I go to that are like that. And there are entire organizations that will just flag you as potentially malicious if you don't have that. So from me, a information security professional, to you, if you want to look more legitimate as a brewery, make sure you have a friggin' security certificate. Looking at you, Whiskey Acres.
Oh, wait. Hold on, guys. I got a question.
Nice call.
And now I'm wondering if Route 66 Old School... They do! See, look! Route 66 Old School Brewing has a certificate.
How do we see that?
All right. Quick information security lesson here.
Yes.
If you go to...
Hey, guys. I'll be right back.
All right.
All right.
If you pull up your browser here, and up in your URL bar, if you see this lock up here, it means you're on a site that is secure. So that's good. Everything's groovy. If you are not, you will see this up here. This is not secure. This makes you look like not a legitimate website.
Yes.
Especially when you have 8 cookies in use. Looking at you, Whiskey Acres. So,
come on, DeKalb, get it together.
But anyway, yeah.
Okay, I have lots of questions about that, being that I'm not a tech professional like George here, but we'll save that for off air.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
So, anything new and interesting in the homebrew world?
So outside, there's a cold crash going on.
Okay.
So I've got the 2 dry hops, got done. Sample yesterday, got down to relatively where I expected it to be. So cold crash ensues, and this weekend it'll move to a keg. Okay. I'm drinking a hazy tonight, and the sample that I poured to get the gravity reading looks right on like this.
Nice.
So this is a hazy. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I tell you, I'm happy with it. It's a little less boozy than I kind of designed it to be. The gravity's a little bit higher, but for a New England and for a hot weather day, which is being prepared for, I think that residual sweetness, I think, is going to go over well.
Okay.
So it finished at about 10-18. And the target was about 10-14, so a little bit higher. And this unfortunately continues the long woos that I've had as far as to reaching more appropriate final gravities.
Yeah. So do there is BJCP? Yeah, there is. Okay. I'm curious what I've never actually looked, and I'm fixing to brew one here at the end of the month.
I would think I'm right at the top end of the scale.
It looks like you are just a titch high. It's 10:10 to 10:15. So if you're coming in at 10,
really
18,
15.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So in the original gravity is 60 to 85. So yeah, I'm assuming you were somewhere in there.
1064.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So you're a titch high, but yeah.
Wow. I would have thought that would be about 1012 to 1020. But you know what? Leave that to the smarter people. You know, if it's supposed to be drier than that, then okay.
I think so as not to compete with the comparatively small amount of hops you put in so that you can still get some of that IPA character would be my guess as to why they want to keep it a little lower.
That's a good point. Yeah, that does make sense. Okay. So I mean, this is a 6% New England. Yeah. And I think it's going to be a really good beer for a hot day.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Very cool.
I hope everybody else thinks so. We'll find out in a few weeks.
On my end of things, as my attempted cinnamon saison ages a little bit, I am getting a little bit of a tang, if you will, in it as it develops. I don't think it's like infected or going sour or anything. What I think is happening is the cinnamon that I put into it is not aging as well as I would have hoped.
Okay.
Next time I do this, because I am going to try again, I think what I'm going to do is instead of using cinnamon sticks, I'm going to use cinnamon in a tincture.
Okay, make a liquid mix out of it.
Like a cinnamon slurry, if you will, probably with vodka or something like that, in order to be able to incorporate it rather than attempting to boil cinnamon sticks. I don't think I think it had a little bit of a deleterious effect. Now, I am about to crack open the second keg of it, so I'll be very interested to see what happens when that's carved up and ready to go. But as this ages, it's not aging as well as I would hope.
Tell us again, what's the flavor that it tastes like right now?
So it tastes like a saison, but then as it like kind of in an aftertaste kind of situation, you get a little bit of a tang on the back
Tang.
end.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Like it's
Yeah, I do, and that doesn't sound like a good sign.
no, it's not great. It's why I'm interested to see what happens with the next one.
Yeah.
It might be that my other, my other half keg, I end up tossing. But experiments are what they are. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay, so let's back up. So the cinnamon stick was a boil edition that you pulled right away, right?
It was a whirlpool edition for me.
It was a whirlpool edition. How long was it in the liquid for?
About 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
I know.
Exactly.
That doesn't seem. That's not extreme.
Yeah, and so my thought is in the next one, either put some cinnamon sticks, kind of like we did with the spirals, in a vodka tincture for a while.
Right.
Or use powdered cinnamon in a little bit of a vodka tincture, and then just drop that whole thing in there.
Right.
It's a very neutral. AJ had it. It does taste like a traditional saison, and unfortunately, as it ages, AJ, the flavor's changing a little bit, and not in a direction that I'm really enjoying. So yeah, we'll see what comes of that. But experiments are what they are, like I said. So it's even not the craziest thing that I have ever dreamt of.
Listen, we talked about making a chips and salsa beer.
That's the craziest
Trust
thing
me,
I've ever dreamt of.
We absolutely have gone down some rabbit holes.
Yeah. One of these days, that's still going to happen.
Yeah, the more I think about that, the more I don't think that's practical.
No, it's absolutely not. But, neither is a digital airlock, so...
Well, hold on. They prove themselves that is practical.
It's true.
If you're willing to pay for it.
If you're willing to pay for it, yeah. So,
and it's a usable part.
it is. Yeah. So, but yeah. So, and it makes me wonder. So, the next thing I had on my docket was the New England, another one I've not done before.
Okay.
So I'm kind of wondering, should I do something a little bit more familiar? And since that was my first brew day in about 6 months, and so the next one I do, obviously I've gotten back into the mix a little bit, but still potentially is a bit of a questionable thing as far as like how up on to snuff my skills are at the moment. So should I do something a little bit more familiar? And what comes to mind for me is the lemon lime shandy that I've done a couple times before. It is 80, 90 degrees here on a daily basis. That's a really good lawnmower beer.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the way to go.
So don't go for a New England.
Don't go for New
shandy.
England, which is arguably a very difficult and an intensive beer to pull off.
It is. I not to make a case for it, because I think that's a good thought that you're going down with that you want to have a good warm weather beer, and it's a style you're familiar with. I'm on board with that. I think you are uniquely set up that you could do a New England pretty well.
I think it could turn out pretty well. And I'm going to be
pumps. You got the Vorloff, that whole system going,
right.
What would be different for you would just be having to do the dry hop additions,
right,
and just be in cold crashing.
Yeah, and I'm with you. And the other thing that's making me wonder if I should do it is I'm actually going to be living a little bit of the bachelor life after we get back, because Hannah's not coming back with me right away. So
party at George's house. Take me with you, George.
Yeah.
I need a vacation.
I'll have a little bit of like time on my hands to be able to do something like that. That is a little bit more time intensive and things. But at the same time, it's. I have a little bit of time to figure that out. But yeah.
Okay.
All right, so can we pack the train up before you guys? I had to go deal with a bartender came up to me and had a customer asked a question about a six. So I had to go talk. I had to go talk to him and bring it up. So like you guys were talking about the security, which you lost me on. I got no effing idea what the heck you're talking about. And then all of a sudden, as I'm getting ready to walk away, pull up my webpage or my brewery's webpage.
As the good example. The good example.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, explain to me. Please explain.
Yes, Route 66 is good.
Route 66 Old School Brewing has a security certificate, which makes you look 100 times more legitimate and gives people confidence that they can work off your website, especially if you have anything, if they sign up for anything like a newsletter or a sign-in for, communication or a merch store or anything like that. Gives them a lot more confidence. The other website we were looking at, which I'm not going to rag on them anymore, did not. And so that's,
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Good. Never mind. I feel good then.
No worries.
Continue on.
So we were discussing, we were discussing how my Saison is not aging as I would have hoped. I think as it ages, it's not, it's showing some signs that I'm not terribly happy with. And so I was talking about how the next one I do, I was wondering if I wanted that to be a New England, since I have a little bit more time on my hands, or if I want to try something a little bit more familiar, since I've never done a New England before, to kind of reset my game a little bit. So
okay. Well, I don't know what you want. How do you feel? I'd say if you're going to do New England, I know it's kind of hard for you to try to get. Can you get anything from Omega down by you without getting shipped?
No, I can get stuff from RVA, which is works a lot like Omega. They do just ginormous pitches inside their containers.
Oh, so you can go sneak a pitch?
No, they do homebrew ones, but just like Omega has some ridiculous amount of billions of cells, that's what RVA does as well. So they actually recommend against doing a starter, just like Omega does, just to, so, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a similar setup.
All right. So I see, I was just looking at the comments from AJ, and he was saying it tastes like a traditional Saison, did not get the cinnamon flavor in it. We know was it? You guys talking about a certain beer that I missed?
We were talking about my homebrew, my cinnamon Saison I made.
Oh, so AJ knows it? Oh, AJ knows you?
Yeah, AJ's part of my homebrew club.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you, Warren. See?
Yeah.
When you work at a brewery, you get people delivering you beers. You don't have to go get them.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. For some reason, that I don't get the same level of service at my house. So.
Well, because then you're going to talk in cursive, and then your wife's going to make you sleep on the couch again.
Yes. Yeah, you're not wrong. It's not the couch; it's the guest bed. But
at least you get a bed. I mean, it was kind of funny because I was gonna stay down here tonight, and the hotel across the street is full this weekend because it's now like summertime and people are camping, and the roadside, it's kind of a roadside motel. I don't know if it was a 66 motel back in the day, but with us being on the 66 trail and all the 66 travelers we get all the time, we're just happen to be full right now. And so then my one friend that I stay with, she's out of town for a couple of weeks, so I'm sitting here I usually don't have a problem getting a ride, but sometimes you do, just because whatever it is, what it is. And so I was sitting here thinking, as I was, scrambling and trying to find a ride home, and all of a sudden my buddy, all of a sudden I'm back there. I was doing something in the back by the grain storage, And I started thinking, well, maybe I could take all these full sacks of grain, I could lay them out. I was kind of pushing on them. Like, it's kind of like a beanbag chair. Maybe
Oh, Paul.
maybe you could sleep on here. What? Don't judge me.
This takes me back to my freshman year of college.
You're gonna mash it and you're gonna boil it, but still.
It's in a bag. It's in a bag. Don't worry, it won't be the golden promise that I'm saving for us. I'll make you go. You guys can go get that upstairs.
Oh man.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah,
I get
That's
it.
my thought.
I get it.
So.
All right, now listen. I'm sure I'm going to get a dirty look from Steve and Tina for saying this, but what is right next door to the brewery is a whole lot of very, very comfortable furniture.
You mean behind the brewery? Right
Yeah.
next door to the brewery is they got beds down there, but I gotta walk on the other side of the building.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
for us that have not been there yet.
Okay. All right. The building that the brewery is in is home to a wine store, a grill restaurant, a popcorn store, and drum roll, please,
Nelson's
a
Furniture.
furniture store.
So all you gotta do is
full of
break
some
in.
Very comfortable couches.
No, there is no breaking in. I just walk through a door.
Okay.
You gotta keep it. Whoa. You gotta keep in mind. Like I know, Grant, you haven't been here, but Jason has a few times, and like in the wintertime, I can. I broke my chair. In the wintertime, like I can go get food or go talk to whoever I want to talk to, and I don't have to go outside.
Huh.
There,
Okay.
there is no going out, put my coat on. It's just go back. All of a sudden, you open a door, and I got like 30 couches I can choose to sleep on. And then I go to another room. I got, like, if I get that drunk, I can go sleep on a dining room table. You know, bring you back to your college years, Jason. And then you go down to another room, and then they got a bunch of beds. Tempur-Pedic, Ashley. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
But-
all right.
Thank you, guys.
It is somewhat. It somewhat reminds you, George, of that building in Orange. That's kind of like a conglomerate where everyone kind of like sets up shop, within the same walls.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
It's
okay.
somewhat along those lines. When you see it, I think you'll see the parallels too.
Okay.
It's an overrated flea market in here with just 5 businesses.
So, I was doing some reading, and one of the things I read was about a suggestion that somebody made. I think it was from the American Homebrewers Association, of putting, as you're moving your beer from your kettle after you're done your boil and everything into your fermenter, running it through a sanitized muslin bag
Okay.
prior to going into the fermenter
Or,
for capturing of excess troop and essentially a very high micron screen to get larger particles out before it goes into the fermenter, and as well as catch hops.
I mean, so pretty much you could do a Randall maybe. A Randall might be able to do something like that for
A
you.
Randall might. This was a little bit more low tech. It was basically, as you're using your auto siphon or pump or what have you, literally attach a muslin bag to the end of the hose as it's going into the fermenter.
I've done that.
That seems unnecessary.
I've actually done it. It does work a little bit, but I wouldn't use one of the disposable muslin bags that we've all used. Like I use them for hot bags and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably use one of the nylon ones and make sure their temperature. I mean, well, it all depends on if you're coming out of the kettle. It all depends on if you're how you're chilling. Are you doing oh, man, coming out of the kettle, you're doing immersion chiller anyway. So now you're on cold side. So
Right.
yeah, that bag might work. Yeah, I could see that. Actually, I've done it before, but
And it was just in an effort to help clean up the. Brian says he used a very fine strainer. And back in the day, Jason, you and I did something similar with the funnel with the screen in it.
I still use that.
And I don't as much anymore. I just give a little bit of time with the catalyst and let everything settle.
Right.
But which is what it's designed to do. But but yeah, I mean, just basically screening it versus dumping it in and letting it settle is kind of the question. So
what was I going to say? Paulie, how many uses do you get out of those hop bags?
the ones that I have, the nylon ones, I've been reusing them. I mean, granted, I've kind of abandoned them because now I'm whirlpooling and everything.
Okay.
The only time I ever really use them nowadays is like if I'm doing like coconut, like when I do my coconut flavoring and whatnot.
for adjuncts and things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, I would say, cool. Thanks, Brian. I'm sorry. I was doing a little offshoot here from the
All
comment
right.
section.
Nice, Brian.
Brian, we'll see you in a couple weeks. Perfect.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah, you can, I don't know, you could probably use them over and over. I'd probably say wait, clean them and sanitize them real good every time. But then if you start seeing them falling apart, like the stitching come out or something like that, be done with them. I would say that.
That's part of the reason I bring this up. Cleaning those bags out is a giant pain in the ass.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Unless there's some kind of secret to doing that I just haven't discovered.
A hose and a Paw Patrol pool. Jason gets it.
I was gonna. So I don't have a Paw
that's
Patrol
great.
pool, but
Yeah.
I was gonna say turn it inside out and use
Exactly.
those,
Yeah. That too.
is the best way I know.
But
Yeah.
even so, there's always residue that's left over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But oh god, I can't wait for you to come through, George, because
Yeah,
you get
you're
to
gonna
you'll
love
get
it.
you get to witness
so-
a Paw Patrol pool. I mean, it works so
It's
good.
so high tech.
Oh, MacGyver brewing.
Yep.
Yep.
That's why they say old school brewing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Hose the spray in a Paw Patrol pool, you're good.
Yeah.
So should we get on this? Since George is here, do you want to get into the pasteurization thing that we were I was
Yes.
talking to you about? All
The
right.
floor is yours.
All right, so I'm getting ready to do some pasteurization here with beer because, as we all know, I know three of us know. I don't know if the viewers know, but I did this honey mango Berliner a while ago, and it went over so well. I mean, I was humbled and a little scared at the same time, and excited. All three evils right there. So didn't know how it was going to taste, and I liked it. And then put it this way, Jason, the guy that doesn't like sours, liked the beer. And and Candy doesn't really. I don't think she likes beer that much, does she?
Not really.
She liked the beer.
Oh wow.
And well, we went through 5 half barrels in 3 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when my owner saw the sales of it, they're like, "You need to do that again, and you need to do a double turn." So this bad boy right here, it's full of it right now.
Okay.
So, all right, when you're in a bunch of adjuncts post fermentation, you got to worry about re-ferment, like especially if your adjunct's got a lot of sugar to it.
Yeah.
You gotta worry about all the extra sugar in there and the suspended yeast and everything, And so I didn't have a problem here because I went through it so goddamn quick. But then the two places that got it, one person, which was impossible, the guy that we did it with, he he noticed that he thought the flavor was dissipating a little bit, and it was a little
Okay.
foamy. And then I was like, okay. And so then when I gave a sixtel to Chicago Street, because I gotta give my love to Chicago Street, they're always gonna get all the crazy one off, because
Of course.
if it wasn't for Chicago Street, we would not have the Joliet Brewers Guild. I would not be the brewer that I am, because before the Joliet Brewers Guild, there was a little bit of time to where we had an understanding at Chicago Street to where we were they would sell our beer every day, trying to give us a chance.
Okay.
And so, and then when I went to go try it, when they put it on tap and tried it, I noticed it was real foamy. And that's a telltale sign that you're re-fermenting in your vessel,
Right.
no matter how cool you keep it.
Right.
Yep.
So now we're, after talking to a few people and talking to the owners, we decided that we're going to pasteurize it.
Okay.
So pasteurization, I mean, I don't know the basic. I know it's like you raise the temperature up so you kill all the live yeast, blah, 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 blah. So
Right.
pretty much what I wish I was been trying to do. I wanted to get it done yesterday or today, but like George, you showed up a little bit late. I have a clogged carb stone, so I'm totally old.
That's the worst.
I'm totally old school homebrewing. So you can't call me a non-home brewer. I'm old school home in a 5-barrel tank right now, and I'm on 2 days of carbonation. You want to talk about a pain in the ass? I'm used to 2 to 3 hours, not 2 to 3 freaking days. So once that's done, once it's ready, hopefully it'll be ready tomorrow morning. I gotta clean it, sanitize it, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get my hot liquor tank up to 180 degrees so I can get my my beer, because now it's beer because now it's been fermented, up to pasteurization temperature. I'm going to put it in this tank that I'm emptying right here.
Okay.
That way. And then after that, I'm going to clean this tank right here, sanitize it again, get all the yeast and everything that's in the bottom out. And I'm going to chill it down and bring it back in here. And then I'm going to add 44 pounds of acacia honey and 7 gallons of mango concentrate, puree.
Okay, so all right, so you're talking about pasteurizing it, and yeah, that will help to kill off most of the yeast, most likely. They are resilient little buggers, though. So, have you considered dumping, by my calculations, about 3 cups of potassium sorbate in?
I thought about that, but I believe my pH is too high to make it work.
Really? Okay.
Yes. No, I thought about this. A shit ton of potassium sorbate in it. Trust me.
Yeah.
I did. And so, and like I still got to recalibrate my pH pen because I haven't done that. But I thought about doing that. But I think I'm gonna do this pasteurization because Untitled Art, the boys that do those Florida seltzers that I keep talking about, they pasteurize their beer and they haven't had a problem. You see the shit sitting on the shelf all the time.
Okay, yeah, it definitely helps. I mean, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What's the pH that a liquid has to be at for the sorbate to work?
Yeah, that's a good question. I've never heard of that before.
What? I asked Brian about it, and he said like 3.5 or 3.8.
3.5?
3.5 or higher?
No, 3.5 or 8. And mine right now, because I tested mine. Oh no, like 3.4 or something like that. Because mine's 3.8 right now. It's right at that sour temperature, or right at that sour pH.
Okay, all right, got it.
It's at that pH where it's just a mellow sour, you know.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
That's why like the honey and the mango.
Yeah, I was going to say that's right where you want it to be.
Right.
You know, that's why we do it, because everything else that we do is mellowed, but we can add flavor, and it kind of masks the sourness. It's not funky. It don't taste like a horse blanket. Or
Are you sure about that? Because something rung a bell in my head, and I'm looking at a site here, and it says potassium sorbate is the most widely used preservative in the world. It is effective up to pH 6.5. The effectiveness increases as the pH decreases, which is kind of what I had in my head too, that there was like an inverse relationship. So if your pH is in the low 3s, that, if anything, should make it more effective, shouldn't it?
yeah, well, that's good to know, because like I said, I'm going off of what somebody's told me. I've never used potassium sorbate.
So I think that's a much lower risk option than what you're doing as far as raising the beer's temperature.
I'd do both.
Well,
That
put it
seems
this
unnecessary.
way. Have you seen that? Have you ever tried the Braggett from Mad Hatcher?
Yes, I did.
Well, they pasteurize that
Okay, all right.
before they pitch the yeast even.
Just be really careful of your temperature, Polly. You don't want it to go too high, but pasteurization is a time-tested thing, so definitely will help, as so long as you don't go too high on your temperature.
Yeah.
No, I mean, they say 160 is pasteurization. I got my board right now at like 163, and I'll just have it going slow.
Right. Okay.
You know,
How long do you have to hold it there for?
I think just a few minutes.
Okay.
You know, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it through. I got my Hearns coil, and I'm going to bring it back, and then I'm going to keep it open because it'll be pasteurized, and then I'm going to push it right back into the other container. You know what I'm saying?
So there's a term in mead making that's called flash pasteurization.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think if I remember that right, is you raise the temperature of the liquid to 200 degrees.
No,
and
way
hold
too
it
high.
there for about 30 seconds.
Way too high.
30 seconds.
I know. Still, way too
That's
high.
way too high. Yeah.
Okay. So for 30 seconds, what do you have to top it out at?
Honestly, I'm looking at the Encyclopedia Britannica on pasteurization. They say heating to a higher temperature of 162 degrees Fahrenheit and holding it for 15 seconds will pasteurize it.
162. Wow. Okay.
So if you want to do it low and slow, Polly, the United States requires temperatures of 145 to be maintained for 30 minutes. So you could...
Okay.
Yeah, so you could do like 150, somewhere in there, maintain it for about a half hour. You would pasteurize it. You would really, avoid any ill effects on that. Cool it down and then pitch your fruit in,
Not a bad idea. I mean, like I said, this is all new to me. And granted, like I said, I was going off of what I've been told, because I got, granted, I do spend time on the computer. I could, if I taking 2 days of waiting for carbonation, I think I could have thought about this. But no, I'm thinking about everything else under.
That's why we're here.
Yep. Hold on.
True.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I got to do something really quick.
Okay.
Continue on without me.
All
right.
I need to go get a beer. Hurry
no.
back.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Go, Polly, go.
Okay.
Yeah.
162 for 15 seconds.
Yes.
Wow. It's been a while since I've come across that, but wow. Okay.
That's what the FDA regulations say.
All right.
So.
Yeah. Fortunately, in winemaking, because every wine batch I've ever made has involved potassium sorbate, and that's used just to kill off the last of the wild yeast. It's
right, which I think would work for Polly too.
I think so too.
And
I honestly, I think there's more risk with raising the temperature. It's certainly way more so than adding some potassium sorbate and just not having to mess with the temperature. and just letting it just settle out.
So how much potassium sorbate do you put in per 5 gallons?
So, you know what? Let me look that up.
Okay.
not
So
even-
the one thing I saw was a half tablespoon per gallon. Does that sound about right?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So if I kind of extrapolated out that to the 90 some gallons that he's doing, that's about 3 cups.
Okay.
It's
a lot.
46 tablespoons. Converting that over to cups is about 3 cups.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a lot. But if
Yeah.
he's really worried about, making sure it stays stable,
Yeah.
it seems like a good way to go.
Yeah. Am I wrong here? But I mean, do you not see like some inherent risks with raising the temperature at this stage?
I don't, so long as you're
Really?
careful about it. In fact, I've pasteurized some of our beers.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I saw one that I was a little concerned about because I was afraid it might have gotten infected. So I put it back in the kettle and raised its temperature up a little bit.
At what stage exactly?
In post fermentation,
Okay.
it was sitting there. It was waiting to go into a keg
Okay.
in a
so,
carboy.
fully exposed to oxygen at this point.
Well, it was in a carboy in a secondary
Yeah.
setup. Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So let's walk through that. So you had primary fermentation.
Mm-hmm.
You transferred it with an autosiphon to a secondary, and then you took it from the secondary to a kettle to
I
raise
did.
the
I
temperature.
transferred it to using the autosiphon to
Yeah. See, there's obvious oxygen implications with that.
There was, but given the fact that I was afraid that there was going to be an infection scenario, I kind of weighed the pros and cons and ended up doing that.
Yeah.
And it ended up being one that we really liked. So it worked.
Okay. Are you going to let the cat out of the bag and tell me which one this was?
And that's what I've been trying to remember. I think
Okay.
it was. I honestly, I think it was one of the times we did the pumpkin pie stout. I think it was one of those.
Really?
Yeah, because remember we were
Okay.
doing 10 gallons at a time.
We
at
did.
that time.
Well, I remember also that we left a carboy of that we never fermented.
That we never fermented.
Yeah. Because remember, I think that was one of, if not the last batches we made at the Main Street house.
Okay.
You guys moved. There was a primary or secondary that moved into your garage. It froze over, and we ended up dumping it.
Okay, well, it wasn't that one, but
Okay.
yeah, it was one of the because we did the pumpkin pie stout a few times, and
Did we?
yeah, we did, and
Okay.
and so one of the times I was a little worried, with the second 5 gallons about it getting infected, and so I ended up pasteurizing it, and it worked. So, yeah,
Interesting.
I guess I never told you that.
No. No. Okay. This is an interesting topic.
It is, because there's a couple different ways to preserve beer. Another
Right.
thing that Paulie could do, now this takes a little bit more investment, is a filtration system.
Yeah.
He gets a 1 or 2 micron filter, runs his beer through there. He can literally filter out the yeast, and then that would really prevent any kind of, well, I mean, some is going to get through, but it's really going to curtail any further fermentation.
See, this is why wine making is a little bit more straightforward than beer making, because in this scenario, if you just rack the beer, I mean, if you do the addition and then rack the beer and leave all that junk behind, most likely you're going to be good. And my brain
Well-
keeps going back to that. I mean, because
Yeah.
I know that the term racking has a different meaning in beer.
Does it?
Well, I'm sorry. It has the same meaning, but the application is a little bit different. Because
Okay.
because in winemaking, you can rack across like just about every stage of the process.
Okay.
Beer making is different.
Well, and the only reason you guys have to worry about re-fermentation in winemaking is because of back sweetening, correct?
Not necessarily. if you transfer it early with any kind of sugar left behind, that's all sugars left over that could re-ferment.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess I'm used to wines finishing around like 0.9.
That's what they're supposed to, but there are people that stop their fermentation at a certain point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing.
Yeah, and Brian says that he uses mead. He does mead, but also uses sorbate.
So he uses sorbate. Yep.
Good call. Yeah, if you have it where you want it, throw some sorbate in. Stop the process there.
Yep.
Yeah. So, is he coming back?
I don't know. I'm thirsty though.
Well, and we're over an hour here too, so I'm running out as well. So, I'm wondering if we should.
No, we're gonna wait.
We're gonna wait.
We're gonna do this properly.
Yeah, we're gonna do it proper. All right.
So, are you leaning one direction from this conversation? Oh, look, here we go. Look who's back.
With Paulie's situation?
No, are you leaning towards one direction, the Shandy or the New England?
Oh no, not yet. Not right now.
Okay, this conversation didn't stir you at all?
Yeah, I'm just kind of weighing the pros and cons of it right now. Sorry, there's a hurricane south of us here, and the skies were looking a little tornado-y for a second.
Good times. So. Okay.
But yeah, I'm weighing the options there. So.
Okay. All right.
Paulie,
beer time. Paulie, you take over.
Yeah, so Paulie, the one thing that I was talking to Jason about that would take a little bit of investment, but if you guys are going to be doing this kind of thing on the reg, might not be a bad idea, is you could invest in a filter system.
To filter the yeast out?
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Get a 1 or 2 micron filter, run your yeast from one, why can't I remember their name? Bright tank to the other. And through a filter.
Bright tank, same thing, yeah.
Yeah, and filter the yeast out.
Not a bad idea. I can try that. I've seen that. I mean, we're just starting. This is a new venture for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just if that is one of your more popular ones, and that's not your milkshake, your fine here or whatever you called it beer, is it?
We're dumping it. Thank God, we're fucking dumping that fucking crap. You have no fucking idea. I'm so fucking happy that we're dumping that shit.
It didn't work out?
No, and I am not sad about it.
Okay, so this is a different one.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, God. Pasteurize a milkshake.
No, okay. I know. I just thought it'd be really funny if that beer is the one that became super popular.
Oh, God. I might commit suicide or just go back to plumbing. I don't fucking know.
You mean this one right here?
No, we're not talking about that one. That was a Guinness, so.
No, this is not Guinness.
No, I was saying.
This is the class. You'll find out.
I was saying that I thought it'd be really funny if the one that became really popular is that milkshake nonsense that he didn't want to make.
Fine here?
Fine here, yes.
And like I was telling George, my rebuttal was like, we've tried it. We've done it. And I did a small batch of it. We made about 5 kegs of it, and we still have 3 of them. So we are all on the agreement that this will be batch number 2 that I have to dump, and I am very happy about batch number 2.
Before you do, Paulie, throw some in a I can't remember, a crowler for me. I want to try it.
Oh, it'll be on next week.
Okay.
I mean,
it'll be on. Yeah. I mean, hell, I can send you home on a plane.
It's not a bad beer.
I'll send you home on a plane with a 6-still of it. I'll even give you a fucking keg, but I don't fucking care.
I can't even imagine trying to check
bringing that through security.
Oh my God. A pressurized liquid.
Okay. Can we have a round table discussion and talk about this? Like, how about the people that go to GABF? They have to figure this out.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Really, honestly. like I have some that I'm bringing out to you, Jason. It's a couple cans of something that's a little bit of a
Nice.
surprise, but I was not planning on checking a bag, and I am wondering how to get it out there. So a
Okay.
couple options that I thought of was package it up, send it out ahead of me via FedEx.
Yeah.
That'd probably
to
be your
you.
best bet.
I don't
my
know about
thought.
that. Hold on. We're in July. That's going to be fully exposed to the warm temperatures during that time.
Exactly. My other option is bite the bullet and check my bag at least on the way out, and then I can throw it in there. Beyond that, I don't really know what to do.
I think those are your two options.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a third.
Or you could you could hire a freight company with a refrigerator truck, and then you could do that because
For a 4-pack of beer.
Yeah. You know what the dollar amount of that's going to be.
Yeah.
George, I'm not a fan of giving extra money to the airlines, but I think that might be your best bet.
Yeah.
So, to answer your question, George, so I know what we are doing here in Illinois for GABF is that GABF is hiring some freight company. I don't know who. I don't care who. But all I know is I have to have my beer, my pasteurized beer, the beer that I love so much right here. I have to have it ready, and then I have to drop it off at. I got to double check the email. I believe it's Noon Whistle by a certain date.
Okay.
With it packaged with packing slip and everything in there, and then they will. Our Illinois Craft Brewers Guild will send all of Illinois beers out to Denver in a refrigerated truck.
In a refrigerator. So Illinois Craft Brewers Guild rented a truck basically to send all the beer out. That's really cool of them.
Yeah, they got the right idea.
Yeah, that's very cool of them. I mean, that's the ideal way.
And they've been doing that for years, as far as I know. Like, 'cause I remember, how was it? What, 12 years ago? About that. When I started, when I was interning at Flossmoor, when Brian Shimkos, our friend Brian from Blue Island, was the head brewer there. Goose Island on Fulton Street, actually, I believe, was the drop-off spot for that year. So we brought our beers to them, and they put it in their big, gigantic walk-in cooler, and then they shipped it from there. Which, that was so cool, because here I am as an intern learning to brew beer, right? And then all of a sudden, like, hey, we're going to Goose Island. I'm like, oh, we're going to the production facility on Fulton Street. I'm like, who've been? They're like, you want to come with? I'm like, sure.
Yes.
I jump in the company vehicle with them. We go to Goose Island. We drop off. And they're like, let's go to Revolution. So we go to Revolution Brew Pub. And we sat and we had a few drinks and some lunch on Revolution.
Nice.
Sorry, not on Revolution, on Flossmoor. You know, because that whole expense account that we love to talk about.
Market research.
Yes, market research.
Market research. Yeah.
That's what I say every time when I'm out somewhere else.
Yeah,
When you see me on social media, it's market research. No, I'm not. No, I'm not out brewery hopping having fun with my friends. It's market research for work.
That's not. Those are not mutually exclusive.
That's why I'm like, hey guys, just give me a salary, because I'm always market researching beers.
Oh man.
Let alone answering emails or text message or something like that.
Brian really wants to know what you got. Oh, okay. So you answered him. Homebrewed stout. All right. Yeah. Good stuff.
Oh, okay. So. Oh, is that your entry?
Maybe.
I'm not judging. I don't care. Oh, and actually, Brian, now that I got you, just so I know, how did you ship it? Which are the three major ones? Post office, FedEx, or UPS, so I know what to look for, and when did you ship it, and how did you ship it?
DHL.
Good to know.
DHL.
DHL. I'm gonna have a big rig drop off a box of like 2 bottles. Here you go. A refrigerator.
Yeah, right.
Brian's all about this. I got a reefer truck show up. A reefer truck showed up to my brewery. It'll be on a U.S. food truck for Nelly's.
Right. On a food truck from Nelson's.
Oh, UPS.
All right. So, fellas, I gotta wrap up for tonight. I got some stuff to take care of.
I do too.
So,
all right, guys. See you guys next week.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
Back here on Thursday, July 15th. We do the show
won't see me, though.
Every Thursday. We will not see you next week.
Because I am judging the competition that everyone's.
Oh, that's when the judging is on Thursday.
Remember, I told you about this when we talked on the phone prior.
All right.
Yeah, I might pop in real quick.
I was gonna say these things are not mutually exclusive either. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well,
all right, we will be back here Thursday, 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be here even if Paulie makes it. Great. If he doesn't make it, he will be judging beers, so he'll still be doing all things beer and beer making. We feel good about that. Check out our YouTube page for all of our past episodes, and check out and like the page if you haven't already. It really helps the show, and thank you in advance for doing that. We have an audio podcast under the same name, A Nice Place to Brew, that's available on the podcasting platforms. Our website is www.aniceplacetobrew.com, and our social media links are A Nice Place to Brew and Nice Place to Brew. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you'll join us next week here on the 15th, and I hope you have a great weekend as well. And before we send off, we raise a glass one last time and we say, Paulie, send us out.
Takes a lot of good beer to make great beer, guys. Cheers.
Cheers. Here's to you, Drizzle.